So they've been, from a spending standpoint, the worst team in the league the last 10 years for the amount of money that they've spent. Last year, they were 30th in spending at $188 million. The Browns spent $282 million. Over the last 10 years, according to ESPN's roster management system, they've spent $1.62 billion in players, which is dead last in the NFL. And Philadelphia has spent $1.92 billion. Now, you can twist some of this stuff around because some of the spending stuff, you can miss on free agents. You can guarantee a ton of money. You could push money backwards where eventually you're going to get crushed like the Saints did a couple years ago, like the Denver's getting crushed this year. So it doesn't necessarily mean cut and dry. This team loves to spend money and this team doesn't. But it does say something because they had Tom Brady, who was basically taking a discount every year because, he wanted to win. He wanted to put the money back into the team. And yet now we have all this evidence they didn't put the money back in the team. They were 31st in spending for seasons in 2020, 2014, and then they were 32nd last year. And then this year, they walked into free agency with just a shitload of money. They re-signed a couple of their role player free agents, plus Kyle Duggar and Michael Onwenu. They brought Henry back, Kendrick Bourne, Anthony Jennings, and Josh Uche. And then they signed a bunch of role player free agents. Antonio Gibson, really good third down back. KJ Osborne, fun to have in the slot. Jacoby Brissett, good stopgap quarterback for a year if you want to go 6-11. On and on and on. They still have $47 million to spend. And now I'm leaning toward the cheap because Gerard Mayo said, the new coach, that the Pats would be ready to burn some cash in free agency, and they just didn't. And here's why this bothers me. If you want to throw away this year and you want to say, hey, a year from now, we have a bunch of free agents coming up. They got to figure out, pay Christian Barmore and a bunch of people. And it's like, this will be a stopgap year for us. Well, we just had a stopgap year. We went 4-13. That's one thing. The other thing is they're almost definitely, and I want to talk about May versus Daniels in a second. They're almost 100% chance they're getting Drake May or Jaden Daniels as their quarterback. Why wouldn't they want a foundation for those guys to walk into, either one of them, where you at least have one good receiver, where you have a left tackle? You just have the basic necessities you need to succeed as a rookie quarterback if he's going to play. Now, if they don't think he's going to play as a rookie, whether it's May or Daniels and it's Brissett, that's fine. But it just seems like the team's going to suck again. And there were little moves like Keenan Allen. He cost a 4th round pick. Do I think Keenan Allen's going to be in the team 7 years from now? No. But at least he's competent. Mike Williams, Tyler Boyd, 2 really productive receivers who are still available right now who will probably cost $8 to $10 million. Isn't it worth getting one of them? What scares me is they're putting whoever this quarterback is in a position to fail because it's a new coach with a coaching staff of a bunch of people who were like the 8th to 12th choice that I think they had initially, people that I don't think anybody around the league has been wowed by the coaching hires. And then you're putting them on a team with no weapons, and you just kind of have to keep your fingers crossed that it's going to work out. And we have seen this happen with the NFL over and over and over again. Like, look at Fields. We're about to talk about Fields with Jason Goff. Like, you put somebody who's talented in the wrong spot and it could just backfire. And I think all this team should care about is, can we put our franchise QB in a position to succeed? The thing that really scares me is that they might trade out of 3 for a lot of picks. And then they could talk about, here's how smart we are. We got 2 first rounders and a first rounder next year. And we're going to build from the ground up. It's like, do I trust any of these people to build from the ground up? We have a new GM. We have an 82-year-old owner, and we have a brand new head coach. I just want the franchise QB, which leads to the third thing. May versus Daniels, which I'm obviously obsessed with because I keep bringing up on pods, but it's so fascinating to me how split it is between the two guys and all the mocks. Like, the mocks are coming out. Like, we have our Ringer mock draft we did. Danny Kelly has Daniels 2nd and May 3rd. Kuiper just put out one. Daniels the 2nd, May's 3rd. Field Yates on ESPN. Daniels the 2nd, May's 3rd. Daniel Jeremiah, incredibly well respected. He has May 2nd, Daniels 3rd. Then Nate Tice puts out his big board. I like Nate Tice. He had May 1A. He basically had May 1A and Caleb Williams 1B as prospects. He had Jaden Daniels 19th. And, he didn't kill him because he still has him as a top 20 prospect, but he's like, I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this. I'm in a position now where I'm kind of landing on Drake May as the guy I want them to get because 230 pounds, the upside, he feels Josh Allen to me to be. I'm worried about Daniels is going to get hurt. But I also want to keep my options open in case May goes second to Washington and we get Daniels third. And then I have to go, no, I love Daniels the whole time. This is really wrecking me. The Patriots haven't had a top pick in 30 years. I just haven't gone through all the stages of talking myself into stuff, getting swayed by mock drafts. It's been pretty fun to watch.